So I'm here looking at this story and many other stories, and the question I keep asking myself is, where are my girls? Like when you decide you're leaving and you're going somewhere, yeah, I get it. And I was having a conversation with someone and she told me, Kwambox ndo nigongewe. Ni bring dem kwa date yangu ndio ende kunigongea. Nikauliza, ni afadhali kugongewa ama udedi? I mean, no, when niambie, if kugongewa is a heavier crime, sawa, enda udedi. Right? Am I saying that every guy is going to kill you? Nah. That's not what I'm saying. We're playing a game of odds. Beti neza Ivana, sana. Ujipate heaven. Or hell. Najua vitu zenye umekuwa ukifanya. Right? Beti neza, it can be too, you can get, like the logic sometimes that we use. And you see, this thing you have to put the logic on yourself and your squad. Right? That if we're going out on dates, you can't date someone who none of your friends know. Why? It's dangerous. It's dangerous. There's so many thieves. There's like, thieving is happening. Kama hujagondiwa by the just relax, your time is coming. So, these thieves walked into a PCEA church. Na hii imekuwa by the it's become a very common thing. Yani mwagondia amu respect Mungu nini? Yeah. You just walk into a church and steal. Na mnafikiri ni sadaka wameacha hapo. Watu wachache wachangi sadaka kwa church. You went straight to M-Pesa na imedepositiwa kwa bank, right? So anyway, they broke in there. They stole guitars, they stole keyboard, they stole things, and then they ate the sacrament. And they drank the holy wine. Na wakachila hapo yani wako mzinga stu. Ni aje, ebu cheers hapo, gongewa mbili zako. Ebu, maze for our fallen heroes, JC yako maze. For the cross things zenye ulitufanyia. Maze gongewa hapo maze. Acha kumaliza hiyo sacrament. Oh, no. And I know in your head you're asking, Kwambox, do people eat sacrament? Welcome, friends and dearly beloved. We're here for another awesome episode of Run the Tape. It's your very first time. I want to shout out our South African viewers who have joined, who are new subscribers here. Welcome. And for you who is an OG, what's good, man? Now, I want to ask you a question. Why haven't you subscribed? Like, you watch all our episodes, but you haven't subscribed. When yaje? I want you to take a moment right now and just hit the subscribe button. If you want, you can also just share with your friends right now and tell them it's Boxpod o'clock, right? And of course, we're about to run the tape. So for every story, for those of you who are asking, what is Run the Tape? Run the Tape is that show that literally gives you the news but with evidence. We're not just sitting there on a podcast just going like, you guys, have you heard? We have not heard. Where is the evidence? And so even out there, as guys are telling these stories of things that have happened, because let's be honest, we live in a world right now that is super connected and highly, highly interested in stories that are happening out there. And so every day, there is someone telling you a story, but with no evidence. So you're that person who's just over there like, did you hear? Have you seen? Have you seen? Did you hear? You tell them, run the tape. So, it's been a busy week, man. It's been a busy week. First, I want to shout out all our South Africans who watched the previous Run the Tape and had a lot of things to say. Hey, guys, I've been roasted. Out there, guys are like, how dare you say South Africans don't like Africans? That was a question. The answer was in the episode. And for those who watched, they saw it was quite a balanced take. Anyway, let's keep it moving, man. This week has been crazy. First and foremost, let me ask you, fellow Africans, are your parents romantic? No, just relax. I'm not asking you if they have sex. You're here, your evidence. I'm asking, are they romantic? Have you ever seen your father telling your mom, just sweet nothings? Ama your parents are operating like two police officers, Constable, Roger, in the house. Well, I watched a video and discovered that actually Kenyans are not romantic. Ebu run the tape. Let me ask you, when we're watching all these romantic comedies on TV and we're watching how to do Spanish soaps, your parents are not watching as well? Because tell me why your parents are social distancing in this couple session. I mean, the other couples here were not even looking at each other. This is at a church. I think it's a Catholic church from the song that I can hear. And this was on a Sunday. And I don't know whether it was Sunday, but it was couples day clearly because every couple has been told shikana na wawili. So hiyo day kama ulikuwa single, you didn't go to church. But I'm sure they plan it nicely so that you don't feel kiwaru because you've not been invited. Anywho, so as you can see, all these couples here are shikanaing social distancing. Yani, moja ameshikilia. And I'm like, you're not even looking at each other. And this is even the song singing for, anyway, now you understand why some of us have never seen our parents being romantic. Paka church inawafanyia a romance session ndio uangaliane. But anyway, shout out to the ones who hapo wanaangaliana. Kuna wengine hapo hata even looking at each other, eye contact wameshindwa. And I want to ask you, your parents are which one? Imagine it's not something to be weirded about. Me, I'll tell you, my parents are kind of romantic. Kind of. Honestly, I feel like it's my mom who's carrying the whole show, but my dad is inside, right? But like, have you ever seen like your dad do something romantic, nice, just for your mom? You know, like, I've missed you so much, you know, or I don't know, hugging or looking deep into each other's eyes and just playing it with each other, you know, not sexual, guys. Najua kuna wengine nikisema romantic mnafikirianga tu sexual, and that's how you know that you need these courses. Anyway, let's move on to the next story. By the way, if you are a low IQ guy, please do not donate sperm. Okay? We don't want it. This is this is not me, this is in Denmark. Wamesema, kama wewe IQ yako iko low, please donation, keep to yourself. Right? Okay, this is not a law in Denmark, but it is a policy has been introduced that they don't want low IQ sperm. Why I have this story is that, you know, that those guys usually tell us, unajua, mwanaume ni kutuma tu, enda tu populate earth. Lakini ina matter the kind of nini unatupatia. Si kutupatia tu. It's not about populating the earth. Unanielewa? Si hiyo fala inafaa tu kuisha na wewe. Ama? Anyway, that's what they're saying. Simi nimesema, I don't know what you think your thoughts on this are, because I think there's a lot of women in Kenya right now who are using sperm banks. Yeah, because you're like, you know what, me sijapata jonte, I've not found someone I want to settle with. I know kinudhia, but I'm just like, stuck stress zake. I want to have a child with someone who know, like, I don't know him, he doesn't know me, he doesn't know the child, he has no rights. Sawa. Yes, imagine it's not me who's making these rules. These rules are out here, right? So you're going to a sperm bank. My guy, you don't even know. Like, unajua, me, I can't trust Kenyans. Let me be honest, right? From everything I've seen, I mean, you guys cheat on every certificate possible on planet Earth. Unafikiri atasema ukweli kama anapatanga good grades? Is that what I say? My guy, until the toy is here, you're expecting this kid to give you good grades. You get this kid to be logical. And don't realize, hey! And you know there's a popular phrase, I don't know if it was said in your house, but kulikuwa na nyumba zingine mlikuwa mnaambiwa wewe ni mjinga kama? Hiyo ufala kama? Yeah. So, I don't know, this is a very interesting policy. But also, if you're a guy, are you the kind who donates sperm? Ebu hit us up in the comment section if you've ever, right? Because there are some people who I think they're making it like ndio career sasa. Umeona ni easy, unasema niweke kitu kwa kikombe. Ai, hata nafanyanga tu for free mgae na unanilipa nakupatia. But I know it's all fun and games, but would you be okay with donating your sperm to somebody who you don't know? Ndio usijue mtoi hata. Okay. So I've had myself as I'm asking. Wewe hata unajua dem ako na ball na bado umeruka. Imagine nasionge juu ya Kerry. Let's move on to the next story. You know, I had this story yesterday and nikasema, I think the first time I had a story like this, I asked myself, like, Kenya, what is sacred? What is sacred? What is sacred in Kenya? Ni ile kitu yenye unaweza sema, Kenyans can do anything, but they can never cross this line. Name one thing. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. Think about it. One thing that Kenyans think is sacred. Kenya unaweza fanya kitu yote, lakini hii Mkenya atafikiria. If you said nothing, I am with you, right? So I'm sure you've seen the video. There's a lady, right? Before I get to the lady, there's thieves, madhegi. Unajua, maybe we are living in the gangster world. Last week niliwaambia hata watu wana siphon fuel kutoka kwa magari. Unakumbuka? Do you remember me telling you that story? And I know in your mind you're like, Sasa, that's in America. Ebu run the tape. Hapa ni Wilson. As you can see, Wilson na mabeshte wake wamebeba kanta, wameingia kwa Wilson Airport with one mission only. Tunaenda kuchukua jet fuel. And they went there with a whole kanta. They were not going to steal with a mtungi ama kibuyu. Wameenda na kanta nzima, wanaenda kujaza hiyo kanta na fuel na wamebastiwa. I'd say this is an audacious move, Wewe kama umekosa fuel kwa gari yako, just go to your neighbor with a pipe. You know the drill, right? Don't do it. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. I've seen someone actually drown trying to do that. And they almost died. But anyway, so there's so many thieves. There's like, thieving is happening. Kama hujagondiwa by the just relax, your time is coming. So these thieves walked into a PCEA church. Na hii imekuwa by the it's become a very common thing. Yani mwagondia amu respect Mungu nini? Yeah. You just walk into a church and steal. Na unafikiri ni sadaka wameacha hapo. Watu wa church hawachangi sadaka kwa church. You went straight to M-Pesa na imedepositiwa kwa bank, right? So anyway, they broke in there. They stole guitars, they stole keyboard, they stole things, and then they ate the sacrament. And they drank the holy wine. Na wakachila hapo, yani wako mzinga. Ni aje, ebu cheers hapo, gongewa mbili zako. Ebu, maze for our fallen heroes, JC yako maze. For the cross things zenye ulitufanyia. Maze gongewa hapo maze. Wewe acha kumaliza hiyo sacrament. Oh no, and I know in your head you're asking, Kwambox, do people eat sacrament? Well, even people who are not stealing. But this chick needs to tell us, hii ndio ile sacrament yenye ilibiwa kutoka kwa church. Run the tape.
Let's review our divine and our body of Christ in metaphor. Pia ina test ni kama aina test like iko tu by the way. And then this one they say it's grape juice. So ina test tu kama grape juice. Pure grapes, 100% pure grapes.
Guys, let me ask. You, when you were a kid, what were you told about that sacrament thing? I mean, I'm not even a Catholic. Sisi ni SDA, baze. Tulikuwa tunakula mkate na Rebina, right? And it wasn't for us. And it wasn't us do every weekend or something, right? But then you go to your pulse church. Like, let's just imagine that's that weekend your mom has told you, go and sleep at your friend's house, right? Which was very rare, by the way. Very rare, right? I'm guessing that some of my siblings showed up. But yeah, so there I am at my friend's church, right? And then tumeenda sacrament. And me, of course, everybody's going in front. I'm a kid, man. Even me, I want to go in front and kula that thing everybody's being given. But then you're told, this is only for special people. If you eat this sijui, I used to think that you eat the sacrament and you'll die. Or you'll just burst into hell, legions of flames, you know? But here's a babe. This is, and I don't want to say it because I've said I've banned myself from using the term Gen Z. Lakini sitaki kusema, huyu, honestly, tuseme tu kweli, huyu ni nani? Huyu si Gen Z? Eating sacrament, live. Na ametoa wapi? We don't know. Na hiyo, the Ribena ama ni sijui grape juice. But anyway, all I'm saying is, haya, tuendelee. You know, there's so many things that have happened. I'm trying to run through them. Kenyans, where are you getting wild animals? No, just come to the front. We need to discuss. Munatoa wild animals wapi? Explain to me where this guy got this baboon. Run the tape. So let me ask, where did this guy get the baboon? Ini Nakuru. Amesema, of course, I'm sure alipata kutoka hapo kwa barabara. Sindio? Hapo, when you're going to Gilgil, you're finding those baboons just chilling on the road. I think this guy decided to soothe himself one. And he has bebad it kijuju amenda home. Now the question is, right? I know you and me both asking ourselves the same question. For what? Because in my head, hata kama tuseme njaa ya aina gani, right? I will eat an elephant. I will eat a giraffe. Jesus, I will eat a porcupine before I eat a baboon. Honestly, mimi nikiangalia monkey yenye inafanya the same thing yenye kuna watu wengine hapa wanafanya vitu zingine zinakaa umonkey, right? There's like, it's the closest thing to a human. Nah, guys. And I know there are countries where they feast, right? Like if you go up at DRC hapa nini. Hey, there was a time they were cooling those things. Even they ukisikia baboon ni endangered species, just know they had gone ape shit. Pun intended. Ukiingia hapo Cameroon, ingia West Africa, there's no even wildlife. There are countries like Nigeria, there's no wildlife, right? Guys ate the things they ate. I'm telling you, it's not even a joke. Dick ndo yo, wah, kudu, wah, the rat meat, wah. You know, there's a rat for the bush. It's called bush meat. It's popular. You'll be walking around West Africa. Unajua venye unaingia hapo LD, labda unaingia LD sijui Narok hapo, alafu watu wanakimbia. There's a town where ni Kitale, where they kimbia with roasted maize to the barabara. Mtu wewe uko kwa gari hapo. You just say, I wonder which town this is. Unafungua dirisha hivi mtu anakukujia na mapanya zimerostiwa. Will you have nunua bei ya jioni, and they're roasted, and you can see iko hivi, iko spread on that stick. Unajua umeifungua, umekata iko twa, umeweka kwa haga, and then umeweka hivi ilale hivi kwa moto, iko tu hivi, hata kichwa yake tu iko hivi bado hapo, right? And they're selling these things, so it's normal, right? But for me, it's not. Here in Kenya, it's not, and that's why I'm looking at this guy carrying a baboon heading home. I'm like, bruh. What is he going to do with it? Anaenda kuidishi ama kuidishi? Because Wakenya na wajua. Right? Watu wa Nakuru nawapatia tu heads up. Just know that there could be a chance that you're having samosa with a side of baboon. Lakini Wakenya mnatoa animals wapi? Because there's another guy also. I don't know if you've seen this video, but I'm glad you're here. Let's run the tape. Huyu akona dick kwa kitanda. This animal here is called dick. Anafanya nini na dick? Where did you get a dick? Akona hiyo kwa kitanda. Inside his bed. Look, I'm an animal lover. Mi niko na paka. That's as far as I go. Nikiona mtu na ukabumbua. As far as you go. Dick. Nah, you guys are pushing it. And because there's a town I saw, I think it's somewhere in Ukambani, where a python swallowed a goat. Right? Let me ask you, if a python swallows a goat, can the goat be salvaged? Like, can you say, this python has swallowed my goat, so let's go in and look and try and salvage the goat that has been swallowed? I'm assuming it's dead, right? Not for these villagers. These villagers decided, ati, imemeza mbuzi, hebu ifungue tuone hiyo mbuzi. And so they ended up killing the python to remove the dead goat. Logic, make it make sense. Please, make it make sense. Because I'm thinking, if you already know this python has kulad the nini, it's already in digestion. Unaona, by the time goat imetolewa, jiangalia hiyo kitu, imejikunja fiti, yani it was already in the afterlife. Unaisumbua nini na ishajua it's already going to be digested, right? You're going to remove and kill another animal, just not because it was a danger to you, but to see that truly ilimeze hiyo mbuzi. Ndio hiyo mbuzi. And now, not only is there a dead goat, there's also a dead python. Now wait, I know what you're thinking. Kwambox ni nyoka unatetea. Unafaa kutuambia ni nini hizi? Hii story nimeanzia wapi? I'm asking, where are you getting animals? Guys, in this our country, there's wild animals and then there's domestic animals. Now, when it comes to wild animals, your job is to call KWS. unless the animal is there trying to hurt you, your job is to call KWS, right? Najua, sasa nani hata tu KWS itakutu compensate hiyo ng'ombe, hiyo mbuzi. It's the job of KWS because in human wildlife conflict. Sawa. So hii kitu yani tunapata tu yani hata kishak sijui pahali unasema leta tu. No, guys, we have to know. Like if an elephant is in your neighborhood, would you kill it? No. Even the people for the elephants, they are called a KWS. You know why? Because it's the job for KWS to take this animal away. Anywho, hizo ndio the wildlife nimeona nyinyi. I'm sure you have seen even much more. But, honestly, now we're getting serious. By the way, you guys, can you tell what is AI or not AI? Because I can tell that now it's getting crazy, right? It's getting super crazy. I can tell that most people can't tell what is AI or not. So I'm going to start a series here, and it's going to be called Can You Tell AI, right? Can you tell AI? We'll find a cooler name. If you can think of a cooler name, give us there in the comment section. Basically, I'm going to be playing you a clip, and it's for you to figure out whether this is AI or nah. Sawa. So here is the first video of Can You Tell AI? This video, I found it online. This is a page that is run by two twins, right? Before you make your judgment, first watch the video. But one is white. One of the twins is albino, and the other one is Sudanese, right? I'm talking about complexion. Sawa. So one is super, super dark, and then the other one is albino, and they're twins, right? And their whole story is that their mom is albino and their dad is black. No, chill first before you make your decision. I want you to watch the video first.
I'm feeling good.
All right. So that's as you've seen, mom, dad, and then I don't even want to say the albino. It seems like the mom is white albino, and then the dad is African. And then the daughters, one is albino white, and then the other one is black. Now, guys, the question here is, can you tell if it's AI? And the answer is, it's damn well AI. Do you know the crazy part? This page has, the online, they're called Shadow Lunar twins, right? The twins are Mira and Zara, right? If you check the amount of followers and likes they get on their videos, people are falling for this stuff. And you know what I've discovered? This whole account is AI. Right? You know how it happens, and I have to educate people on these basic things, man. Sijui mnafanya nini lakini wacha ni educate. So, you know how there's people young people online who are just like, how do I make money? Right? I'll give you an example. Last year, there was a lot of accounts online of hatred towards immigrants in the UK. So many accounts that were like, oh, we want, especially on Twitter, on X, oh, we want these people to leave our country. Oh, they are vile. Oh. By the way, my South African friends, I hope you're listening, because this one's for you. You might learn a thing or two from this story. So the accounts are many. They're just like, you know, of course, because there's immigration issues in the UK. But online, it almost seemed like people hate immigrants, that they're ready to kill them, stab them, and all sorts of things. They do some investigation and find out that there's a guy in Saudi Arabia, or is it some Emirati country, right? This guy is still over there, is like, how do I make money online? Man, I'm just trying to make money. Him is not looking for followers that he wants to be famous. He just wants to make money online, just like you, just like those guys on TikTok, right? But they want to show his face. How does he do it? He can open these accounts. First, you find an issue that people just hate. Find an issue that people hate, okay? I'm giving you tips on how you can make money, right? So find an issue that everybody is aligned with, right? Like, for example, I don't know, 1 term or 2 term, you pick, decide, right? So you pick a highly emotive issue, then open an account and start pushing that propaganda. And that's what this guy did. Do you know how much money this man made from these many accounts that he had created that were fueling and creating such angst in the UK? This guy made, I'm talking, hundreds of thousands of pounds. millions, tens of millions of Kenya shillings, right? From just seated somewhere and creating drama in another country ati wow. Na hata yuko huko ako kwa country ingine. Nyinyi mumeshikana hivi na. Why? The guy just knew that if I create a highly emotive issue online, because at the end of the day, I'm just trying to make money. It's a smart idea. Lakini unajua watu walipigana huko UK, si ndio? Haya. Now come to this story for AI. Why are you seeing many of these accounts? Let's imagine a guy like that or a babe, because babes, it's an equal opportunity sport. Babe sat there, she's like, how am I going to make money online? How will I use this AI thing? Guy, you think, if you put your surah over there, by the time you take a photo shoot, you do what? Guys are like, you're not even that hot, your lips are like this, but if you create an AI babe, 0 faults. Because you tengeneza her with the specs that guys like. Right? Then you wake her online, pap. Because you make sure she wears minimal clothes. Between me and you, we know she didn't have a coochie because you made tengeneza in AI. But that guy there, no? Him is just seeing like a small skirt. He's like, guy. Yeah? You keep just doing... These girls have millions of views on their page and likes. Why? Because damn, that shit is AI. Look, here's the crazy part. There are people still fighting me online, telling me, no, these girls are not AI. That's real. And you know what I do? I just laugh at them. Because at the end of the day, I'm just grateful that I can still see and identify and know what AI is. Because from the videos, if you're someone who's ukikatu makini, mtu mwenye ametengenezwa AI, utatel. But if you're just looking for the things that they have created for you. So this person who has created knows, like for example, the person who was creating anger videos in the UK, he knew the words you want to hear. Immigrants. Yeah. You see a tweet written immigrants, you start getting turned on, shit. That's the kind of tweet I like. Repost. Right? If the guy writes there, you guys scroll. Out of Brexing, out of my country. That's their retweet. My guy, the guy was making money. Even these guys, they know. Have you ever seen an AI babe mwenye amebeat? Exactly. Karada. All hot babes. If she's so hot, or he's so hot. Because there's another guy on TikTok, that guy has followers. As in, the even babes there, we've said, this guy is AI. And they're writing, even if it's AI. Hey, so you respect. Nakatia computer. I'm not laughing, and I don't want you guys, because I know there's a community of computer lovers out there somewhere. It's okay. Imagine, I don't have beef with you guys. Where comedy said unapenda AI, ni sawa. Imagine, it's okay. I have no qualms about it. I don't know what it feels like. I've never been cutiwad by AI. Mi kwanza anashinda kiniita. There's a word that the chatbot called me the other day, and honestly, ushaisikia kuchapa machine. But then what could I do? Anyway, I have 2 more stories to share. And I've really been thinking whether I want to share these stories because they carry such a heavy... I have to give an opinion, right? So here goes nothing. We'll start off in Kenya and then we'll finish off in... Actually, all my stories today in Kenya. Have I chapped a story outside Kenya except the Denmark one? Everything has been local. It's okay. At least you're learning about Kenya. Right. So, I mean, if I'm giving you updates about other countries, I've seen Nigeria is having major issues right now with police brutality. Major. There's a guy who's even abducted. And then today I've just seen him, he's been released. Right? Like, it's crazy. Like, police everywhere. I'm saying it with my eyes. I don't want to be blocked by YouTube, but like, police everywhere. Yeah. Yeah. So that's happening in Nigeria. In South Africa, well, we're still talking about immigration. I mean, these guys have chachisha distoro, and South Africans are saying it's not all of us, imagine. But I just want to tell South Africans who are saying it's not all of us that it would be nice to hear you guys speak out against these guys. Otherwise, it ends up sounding like, you know how, like, when we tell men, like, Aki men, and then they tell, not all men. Same thing. All right, back in Kenya. There's a place here in Kenya called Mwingi. Do you know where Mwingi is? Huko kuna mambo mwingi na happen. So last week, on the 29th of March, a Kamba herdsman was killed. This was near Mwingi Game Reserve. Now, if you don't know what's been happening, these are two communities that live side by side. The guys from Mwingi are cows, and guys for not Borana. The county next are Somalis. And these Somalis are herdsmen, pastoralists, and the cows are farmers. And you know, if there's two communities that love each other, especially during a famine and a drought, farmers and herdsmen, because the herdsmen are like, I'm just going to watch my cows die. Not. I'm going to take them and feed them on those. What are you fnittering? And there are videos like this one. Run the tape.
Mashallah, mashallah. Watana berg wa xirjidaysa. Wa ka jireer ka yara la joog. Ya. Roran. Ay. Waa maxaa horta beertaad ku days? Ay. Horta beerta ma ku xadaysaa ma soo loo gaday?
Here you can see a herdsman ameleta kamel zake zote kwa shamba ya mtu mwenye anangojea mahindi zipandike ndio kamel inakula. You can imagine. Fine, you're saving your animal, but this land, this farm you're seeing hizi mahindi. This is my animal. So what happened next? 29th of March, Kamba herdsman is killed, right? 30th, a retaliatory attack, right? And several people, I think it was 7 if I'm not wrong, were killed. That was 30th of March, right? So apparently in the area called Kwamari, which is I think a market area, and then Sekuri and Kitui, 7 people, mostly Kamba, have been killed. And there's massive, massive tension. I saw this video of a Kamba leader trying to talk to the herdsmen, and he was basically telling him, umeua watu wetu. And then what shocked was the response for this guy. Listen, run the tape.
Unajua ni kwa sababu gani tunasema muame? Unaelewa? Unaelewa ni kwa nini? Unaelewa?
Sukule mvua inanyesha na hamba.
Achana na mvua, mimi sinyesha mvua.
Sasa utafanya nini gani?
Unaelewa kwa sababu gani tunasema muame? Naenda wapi? Sababu nyinyi mmekaribishwa na watu wa Kitui. Ndio. Na shukrani yenu ni kuwaua hawa watu.
Watu wawili tu ndio wanakosa. Watu wawili.
Watu wawili tu.
Sukari.
Watu wawili tu. Watu wawili tu mzee.
Yeah. I don't know if it's my ears, but did he say wawili too? Yeah. So this is what's happening. There's competition over pasture and water. And look, hapa Boxpod, si tumekuwa tukiongea it's going to be a farming time. I mean, even earlier, I think a month ago, we're talking about the drought. And we knew. We're watching herdsmen just seated there with the animals ziki dedi, right? What did you expect was going to happen? And guys, let me ask you, is this the first time that herdsmen and farmers are clashing over pastoral land? No, it's not, right? So, of course, now the leaders have jumped into action. They are now trying to quell the beef. But on this side, Wakamba wamesema, we don't care. Take all your animals and leave. Hatutaki hata utulipe tu. Just pack your animals and bounce, right? So apparently there've been armed groups, bandit style, that have been attacking there. That's not, it's not a good vibe. And there's been weak enforcement. That's just the truth, right? The enforcement here is the problem. How does one community wake up and just come and enter another community's shamba like you didn't know what was going to happen, right? So anyway, they are trying to quell the beef there. Guys, it was hot. Ukiuliza watu wa Mwingi what the last 2 weeks have been huko. Let me tell you. Ukiona Mkamba ameamka na amechukua bow and arrow. Bow and arrow. I don't know, I was thinking about anaitwanga Arrow, the show. Ago tu hapa. Mkamba ndio huyo. Ago tu hivi. You know? It's wild. These are some things you think are not happening because, Kenya is a tunajua expressway. Watu wanaji express vibaya sana huko kwa sababu kuna maji, kuna pasture, right? So we're continuing to watch this situation because the truth is, as long as there's issues of water and pasture, there will be fights. Because at the end of the day, they're not fighting because wensi wende hiyo nyasi hiyo say hakuna nyasi. Wensi wende hiyo maji hiyo say hakuna maji. Right? But let's talk about what happened online, right? Do you remember me last week highlighting how this Kenya-Somali beef, and I'm not talking about Somalia. I'm talking about one community here called Somalis, right? And Kenyans. And let me not say Kenyans, let me say an element of Kenyans online. And if you see the comments, Paka, you have to ask, Kenyans, can you hate Somalis? And I know Somalis are also Kenyans, right? But I can't now mention 44 tribes just to ask this question, right? The other Kenyans, can you hate Somalis? See me nimesema? Are you on comment sections? Do you see the things, guys? Right? Like the other day, there was a video over a Somali guy, right? He was doing a TikTok video on the street. Then Nduthi passes, right? The kid doesn't move from the road. So then Nduthi, of course, they have an altercation there. The guy shook us from, like, they're going to exchange words. The guy starts beating him. They start fighting. The video ends there. We go to the comment section. I just saw, walalo, waria, maliza, hey, I sided the Boda guy. I'm asking myself, where is all this anger coming from? Ebu nieleze kama mtoto. For you who understands what's going on, because I don't understand what's going on. I saw this issue again last year when the Somali kids were trending. You remember the ones who were doing TikToks on the street? Yeah, you remember when Somali TikTok was a thing? They were just doing that random thing where they walk slow motion. And honestly, I didn't even understand. I never used to understand what those videos were. But that was their whole thing. So these kids did a video and then they ended up having an accident. There was an accident that happened on the road. Walichotwa. Because they were dancing on the road, like literally on the road, not on the sidewalk, on the road. And the comments online. Wow, Somalia, lalo, But then, I also have to ask walalos, kwani mko na beef na Wakenya wengine? Because there's in this beef for Somalia and Somalis and Kambas, you guys, there's a Somali babe. Right now, she's ndani, right? This babe came on the camera and she was like, wewe, CS wa Murkomen, sisi tutano.
This guy, Muhammad Amin, Karani is talking about. I am talking to Amin. It's either hiyo rangi yako, mimi sister yako utanisaidia nayo. Hiyo rangi yenye umevaa utanisaidia na mimi. Walaka, waxaad ugu tari wayse rankiga ur ee ku.
Alishikwa. Hakekwa ndani for incitement. Because the same rhetoric that you see in the comment section of the other Kenyans saying about walalos, basically, she was saying the same things, but now piece to camera. Alikuwa amechukua camera, paka lapel. Haikuwa ati kitu she had just thought about. Alikuwa paka na lapel, ameka. And she's saying all these things on camera. Sometimes I ask myself, Kenyans, do we know the things that we can't say on camera? Because I use words like allegedly here because I'm not trying to go in. I want to say stuff and not go in. But you, 24/7, munasema vitu ze. Na munajirecord. Nasema, huyu mtu ni matako sana. Huyu, wa. Why are you giving evidence on your own self? Anyway, yeah. So that's what's happening in Kambas versus Somalis. And guys, it's not all of Kambaland. I have explained to you. It's in a place called Mwingi, that's in Kitui County. In a small area called Kwakamari, Seikuru, right? That's where that stuff is happening. It's a fight between herdsmen and the community people from Mwingi. Wanasema hawa herdsmen hawa respect, wanaleta tu makamel zao. Umeamka tu hivyo unapata ngamia kwa shamba yako ikikula kila kitu. All the things you have worked hard for. And you're talking to the guy is even showing you attitude. Now there's beef, right? So now the beef escalated the whole town. Wow, 7 people have died. And I think I can't confirm, but I think now we're at 7 people have died. Political leaders wako hapo. Nani Kalonzo Musyoka ndio huyo amewekwa frontline naende kuambia watu what's going on because that's where he comes from. And then this lady has been arrested. On top of that, the beef has calmed down, but man, remember the drought is still going on. So, are we going to see more? Are they going to figure out, is the Gava going to chomoa hay from Karen and take to the farm pastoralist herdsman of that area? Or is this going to be a continued beef between these people? We're going to pay attention. Lakini mimi nataka muniambie, what's going on? What is this beef with Somalis? Niambie kama mtoto. Slowly, hapo kwa comments. if there's one storo in Kenya that gives Kenyans ulcers, I think before it used to give Kenyans ulcers, but now it's just like, it's like the weather report. You know, like when you're doing news, do they still do weather report? Listen, this is how they used to do news back in the day, right? Let me just digress, right? So, news, the first 15 minutes was about Mwingi, right? First 15 minutes. Yeah? Guys, I'm like, you think it's a joke. And I know, like, the other day I went to a serious meeting and they were telling me, why do you look like you're joking? And I'm not. I'm being serious, right? So, Mwingi, first 15 minutes. In fact, let me be honest. I think it was 25 minutes, right? Mwingi alikohoa, ameoga, amebrush meno, hauangalii your hairstyle. Clap for Mwingi. Fungua. Okay, ads. Wanaenda ads. Wanarudi. Rais mtukufu Daniel Toroitich Harap Mwingi leo amekaa kwa kiti na ameshikilia stuff. 15 minutes of news. The first news is that. When you finish that, they now start telling you business news, right? They do business news, which honestly ni shilling index, the Kenya shilling index, blah, blah, blah. When they finish that, wanaingia sport. Mwanaspoti maarufu Mkenya ameenda huko amewabwaga. Imagine we've been bwagenge since Moi's time. Moi has even come and gone, and we're still bwagenge. Shout out to Sawe. Ra. Yeah? When they finish that, there's that guy who literally, you know for a fact, me and you know the nigga never did geography. He never, huyu ni mse wa history. Walai, hakuwahi kufanya geography. Lakini yeye ndo amepatiwa kufanya weather. So, after news imeisha, amepoint hivi na kila mtu, si wewe ni Mkenya unajua pali Nakuru iko, unajua pali Coastal iko. There's no way Coastal inaweza kuwa hapa, si ndio? Mse yako. Anda unaona hapa Mombasa wanasema mvua ndio hizi, na hapa kati ya Marsabit, unaona hapo Marsabit, na hangalii pali ana point. Right? And he has, unajua ile, another thing I'm going to teach you. Unajua aerial ya TV? Stick with me, I'll tell you things, guys. Anyway, before I digress too much, right? So here we are. Back in the day, news used to be a whole affair, right? But nowadays, the one news that we hear often and often and often is a girl fallen off a balcony, a girl chomoka at the club and she was found in a ditch. A girl was murdered in an apartment, right? Now, I want to start by strongly condemning violence against women. Strongly. I want to categorically say that I do not condone, and we need to stop that illness that we have, right? And I think the government needs to take this issue seriously. Because the last time we spoke about it in 2024, when we went to the streets, the president just threw 100 million and said, go and fix that issue. As if 100 million will fix a systemic problem. But today I want to stay focused on a specific thing. And I want to ask, girls, what happened to a girl's girl? Like my girls, like when I go out, if we have gone out 4 of us, we have to make sure 4 of us have come back home. Why am I saying this? There's a case of a lady who went, she was with her mom, I think, in church that day. So I don't know which day it was. And when she's leaving church, she gets a call from her friend, right? Everybody has received that call. You know, when you're just doing things with your mom and then your pal hollers at you, mpango, plan, bash, party. I don't know what they call it now. Whatever, right? And my guy, whatever you're doing, you're even telling your mom, tumenda kesha. Right? And she's like, mnendaje kesha na tumetoka church. But you find a way to tell her, like, yo, I gotta go, I got business, I gotta go do. Right? Then your mom gives you permission. That's what happened. This girl went to hang out with her friends at a popular club on Mombasa Road. And then, the next thing, she's found dead. In a ditch, not too far from the club. Now, in my head, I'm asking myself, the reports they're saying is that she left the club. She was seen, so her friends who invited her there allegedly left her. Question mark. They left her. She went, tried to look for a boda according to the CCTV. They're seeing her trying to get a boda. They had a conversation with the Buddha guy. The Buddha guy decides he's not carrying her, right? We don't know what happened between the two of them. I can't purport like I know the details, right? I'm going to speak of what I know or what I've heard, what the reports are. That this girl went to meet her friends and then left and wasn't with her friends anymore. I watched one of the family members of this girl, I think it was the sister or something, ask, how has that friend who invited the girl to the party not even bothered to come visit the family? To tell them, this is what happened, according to me, what I know. You understand? I don't want to get into the details. This is clearly a case that's open. They are still investigating. I cannot be able to purport I know what happened, so I'm not going to get into speculation, right? But I'm going to use that story and a bunch of other stories that I've seen as an example. When us guys were in uni, when you'd go out, or even high school, right? When you've gone out on a date with someone, of course you don't know this person, right? What would you do to protect yourself? You'd go with a friend, right? Now I know, atakwambia, am I going to pay for you and your friend, right? Now that's where you need to start being calculating, okay? Because I saw even a video, there's a girl who went on a first date with her friend sat 3 tables away from her and the date were there. How will the date know that person, you know that person? How will they know? Right? And these things we were doing, not because we were bowling and taxi money was cheap back in the day and restaurants were peanuts. Nah. It was, I must arrive alive. Like these were conversations that were being had. And that time, you'd never hear of anyone at Sijui being abducted, Sijui at Inani was killed. You never used to hear stories like this. Maybe you'd hear once in your life, but not once every weekend. You understand? So I'm here looking at this story and many other stories, and the question I keep asking myself is, where are my girls? Like when you decide you're leaving and you're going somewhere, yeah, I get it. And I was having a conversation with someone and she told me, Kwambox ndo nigongewe, ni bring dem kwa date yangu ndio ende kunigongea. Nikauliza, ni afadhali kugongewa ama udedi? I mean, no, when niambie, if kugongewa is a heavier crime, sawa, enda udedi. Right? Am I saying that every guy is going to kill you? Nah. That's not what I'm saying. We're playing a game of odds. Beti inaweza ivana sana ujipate heaven or hell. Najua vitu zenye umekuwa ukifanya. Right? Beti inaweza, it can be too, you can get, like the logic sometimes that we use. And you see, this thing you have to put the logic on yourself and your squad. Right? That if we're going out on dates, you can't date someone who none of your friends know. Why? It's dangerous. It's dangerous. I know now with social media, us at that point, we didn't necessarily you're going to meet someone who you have never seen. I mean, the people you were meeting, at least 5 people around here knew them. They'd be like, yo, do you know that guy? Hey, why is he talking to us like that? Okay, he looks like he has money. Hi. But whose friend is he? Nakaa na buy drinks ananunua za kila mtu hapa kwa meza. Nakaa nataka kuongea na wewe akuje hapa. Si wewe umepatikana kwa club, Charlie anasema si ukam. Umetoka, umeenda. Paka umeambia ma friends wako bye. Bye. Girl, I mean, no. Right? This is how we find ourselves in these issues. Look, I premised this conversation by saying, I strongly condemn violence against women. But girls, do you want to be a statistic? Like, let's create systems, a buddy system with your buddies, okay? Where your pin is not enough. I'm sorry. Pin is not enough. I mean, we haven't seen CCTV. We're seeing you are there. And that shit's not enough. Security guards seeing you going in there, it's not enough. You need something that deters this human being from pulling off. Like, don't make it too easy for this person who's pulling, this perpetrator. Don't make it easy, right? It's like someone who doesn't have any family. Like if someone is trying to abduct, right? Like let's try and imagine I'm trying to harvest an organ in Tao. I don't have experience in this. I say, let's imagine. Stop judging my ass. The fuck, right? So let's imagine I'm trying to harvest organs, right? Would I harvest an organ from someone who, like, would I kidnap someone who najua akona bibi, watoto, toka kutoka kwa nyumba, asipofika kwa nyumba 30 minutes, there will be someone who will be asking, where is this person? Would I do that? No. But would I abduct someone who, imagine me naishingi solo. I'm not close. I don't have any friends. Actually, I don't talk to my parents often. Do you know how much information you've given in those 3 sentences? That you're a loner. That if I abduct you and dismember your body, and I hate that we're having this conversation, but I need to put it like this into Tuelewe and we save a life, right? That if I take you and dismember your body and I take time, because guys, we're not dealing with, pardon me, I'm about to say some shit. We're not dealing with fucking humans. We're dealing with animals. Animals that are interested in doing all sorts of wild shit to human beings, right? And most of them, they like women. Why? I don't know, maybe because we can't fight them. Maybe because alcohol works faster on us, right? I'm sure these niggas that abduct babes, that kill people in apartments, if they could, they'd even take some guys. If they could, right? But they're just like, women are much easier. Unamkatia, anaingia kwa box, right? You're giving this person ample time to be able to dismember you because anajua 48 hours, nobody will be looking for this person. She says she didn't talk to anyone. On top of that, she has no friends, right? There's nobody, she lives alone. So by the time I finish what I need to do and get out of here, nobody will even know who I am. Let's be safe. Let's be situationally aware, right? I'm speaking and I'm someone who likes to go out alone. I know. Right? But I try as much as possible not to go somewhere where ndakuwa peke yangu. As much as dinaenda peke yangu, I know people there and people know me. Right? I always have a system where someone knows, as we've left there, text me when you get home. Ladies, are we doing this? Tunatoka bash pamoja munajua. 4 people went. 3 have left. Nobody is asking, where is Nani? Alifika home. Hi. Somewhere, we took a junction. Right? And the number one thing I'm hearing, I don't want to bring babes into my story because watanigongea. Sister, listen to me. You don't have to have many best friends. You don't have to even have many girls in your life. In fact, come on, Asema, okay, I don't have to have girls. Then have at least 2 boys or a boy, who knows, right? A cousin in your life. Like, what happened to you? You guys going like you're just rolling like matchstick. You came here, you have cousins, you have brothers, there are people in your life. Okay, najua wewe sasa ni only child. Chill, ndaongea na wewe kando. Sawa, hauna cousins, sawa. Taongea kando. But utilize the community that you have. Otherwise, like, we have to be, these people wanatusoma, wanakusoma, all the information you're giving online. They are targeting you. Guys, they are targeting you. Right? Especially, I want to say this. If you are in your 20s, you are an endangered species. Not because you are about to be finished. Nyinyi mtazaliwa mpaka hamwezi isha. Ini Kenya, ini Africa. But that you are being hunted like prey. You're being hunted. Say they're going to fall off a balcony somewhere. You're going to be GBV'd somewhere, right? On the road somewhere. Someone is going to abduct you. You know, guys, we have to now start being proactive, right? Kama unajua wewe ni demu unapendanga kwenda out, you meet a stranger there, and I say this with all love. I'm not judging you. Sawa, I'm not judging you. Labda tukihamia the moon, labda how strangers were the moon when you see earthlings. Then imagine me, I'll be comfortable. Lati unaenda wapi? Nenda huyu alien hata simjui jina. Sawa, good night. I'll see you after 1 millennia. Sawa. Lakini here on earth, I have to be real with you. Yeah? You have to protect yourself. People out here, just if you give them an opportunity, which is what we are doing. How do you meet someone and go for a sleepover? Fine. The vibe imeshika. You guys have been talking for 9 months. I get it, sister. I get it. But what if After you finish talking nicely and you've decided, let's meet, you say, okay, cool. And then you plan with your person, one of your friends, right? I'm going to meet this person. I'd really appreciate if you come with me because simjui. Right? Kama si umesema utaki kugongewa, enda na beshte yako ni bachali. Sawa? Akae mbali. Akae tu hapa. Sawa? Once you have felt the date has issued, honestly, I've said this here, and sawa, mini old school. I don't think you should be going to someone's house on your first date. I don't think so. I don't think. I've never met someone who I can vouch for and say you should go to that person's the first time. No. Even if it's someone I know. No. Jua nini kwanza huko. Right? Ama fanya home turf. Pali, you're in control of everything. Right? But still, if someone has set the agenda in their minds that they want to finish you, they're going to finish you. Right? So, yeah. Again, I have to repeat this. Am I saying that the girls who have found themselves in this situation it's their fault? Sasa umesikia nimesema wapi hiyo? That's not what I've said. I've just said, let's learn. Use these situations as precautionary tales. You can't keep hearing, oh, this is what happened with this guy. This is what happened with this other one. This is what happened. And there's a bit of a common denominator that they were isolated, right? So let's be our sister's keeper. Na kama wewe unajua you don't get along with girls, find a guy to get along with and just be like me when I go out on a date, let's have an agreement. You have to come. Make it a public place. Kwani wewe when you're making the decision, you can alafu I know at that point when you're making the date, you want to make it the most expensive place. And then also, if you're not sure about this person, make it a territory where people know you. Go to a restaurant during the day, make it a during the day affair, right? And finish it there. And then go and think about the person. And I know all these things I'm telling you might ignore, but I know that one of you is going to use this as a cautionary tale. We gotta do this right. Because hii story ya kupatikana ati uko kwa Airbnb alafu ama uko kwa club. Chali amedecide kubuy drinks. Sawa. Chukua hizo drinks na mabeshte wako. Right? Because there's a saying my grandpa used to tell me, and I'm going to finish off with this saying. My grandpa, the great Walter Matoya. Anytime we wanted to go to the shop, kwa duka, he would say, go two of you. So like, let's imagine there's something that is needed in the house, like you need to get salt. And you wanted to go alone. He'll be like, nah, go with your cousin. Why? Because if something enters your eye, you need the other one to remove it. Basically he's saying, everywhere you go, you need someone to watch your back, right? And so if someone is watching your back, then it deters the other person who's trying to do something to you from doing it. Let's be safe. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what's happening in your country with GBV. And I know that this is an issue also in SA. It's an issue in Nigeria. It's an issue in Ghana. It's an issue in Mozambique. Anywhere where you're watching this episode, it is an issue. And do you think that, what are your thoughts on my suggestions? And if you have any better suggestions, please let's share because let's keep sisters alive. Ama? Kapow!